So transferring from blue to purple gear in Throne and Liberty is relatively complicated. So today I will go through the entire process from start to finish with a weapon. This applies to armor as well though and accessories. So as you can see, I have a level 7 Chernobog's Blade of Beheading and I'm transferring my Golem Shattering Sword into this purple weapon. So the first thing that you're going to want to do when you're transferring any gear or any blue gear piece into any purple is make sure that your blue gear piece is fully traded out. Now, personally, since I knew I'd be transferring into purple pretty quickly, I bought the cheapest skills or traits from the marketplace. So obviously construct, bonus damage, and health regen were really cheap. Hit chance wasn't as cheap just because it's actually a pretty good trait, but that's what came on the sword, so I didn't want to spend any trait Unlockstones changing that. So anyways, the way you do this is you can just go, if you have like an untraded piece of gear, or if we can just go into the auction house and I'll show you real quick that, you go to whatever piece of gear you have and then you can click on it and see which of the traits are the cheapest. And then obviously construct, bonus damage, and health regen aren't very good traits, so just buy the 2 or 3 of those that you need for each one and fully trade out your gear. Now the reason that you're going to want to do this is that when you transfer your levels over, I have to unequip it one sec. So when you transfer your levels over from your weapon or your any piece of gear really, it will also transfer its blessing. As you can see right here, 960 blessing, and that's from having a fully traded piece of blue gear. And the reason that we want to do this is this blessing allows us to get basically free upgrades to our traits for the purple item, whereas these traits could be extremely expensive if you're buying them off the marketplace. So anyways, generally it is cheaper to get these blessings from your piece of blue gear, sorry. Anyways, the other thing that you're going to want to do, as you can see, I have my Chernobog's Blade of Beheading at level 7, and I mean, it's more than a half, but you need to get your purple gear to level 7.3. You save a number of Growstones. Someone did the math. It's not that many. It's like 4 to 6 on average. So if you don't want to do that, that's okay. Personally, I do it just to, get that little bit extra efficiency. And the reason this is more efficient is that when you're leveling up your gear, every single time you level up to the next level, it takes more Growstones. So level 8 and 9, or level 8 and 9 take the most Growstones when you're leveling them up. So just keep that in mind. It is a little bit more efficient to upgrade your gear all the way to 7.3 and then transfer it. So we will do the transferring now. We will transfer our level 9 fully traded blue gear into our purple Chernobog. So we'll transfer it. As you can see now, we have a maxed piece of purple gear. We can't upgrade it anymore, so the next step will be to trade it out. I'm not going to fully trade it because I don't have that much Lucent. I'm basically free to play. I spent some money on Lucent at the beginning of the game, but the majority of the Lucent that I have is just from playing the game. So anyways, what we are going to do though is upgrade this gear, and the way that you do that, as you can see, we can't enchant it right now, but you can get a blue piece of gear and then use that to enchant it. So the trait that we have right now is critical hit chance. So what we will do is we will click on our piece of gear. We can go into our trait list. We can go to critical hit chance. And this will show us the cheapest critical hit chance. And we can buy at least 2 of these. Oops. It's weird that it took the rare thing off. So generally, I think you get 2 free traits using the blessings. I don't think you really get 3. So anyways, we have these blue pieces of gear here. You're going to hit use blessing, and this will give you 100% chance of upgrading this trait to tier 2. So we'll do that. As you can see, it went up by 40, and then we will do it again. So it's up to 60, and we have 60 blessing. So now we have a choice to make. We can either buy a bunch more of the critical hit chance blue things and get enough blessing to, make sure that it's a 100% chance to go through, or we can just buy 1 purple critical hit chance and have a 100% chance of it going through. To save time, I'm just going to buy the purple one right now. However, just so you know, it is an option that you can buy the blue ones, and you have to continue to buy them until it goes through. So, but right now, since they're relatively cheap, 225 is really cheap, and the blue ones are still probably around, they're around 30. So, but that times like 10 is like 300. So, personally, I'm just gonna go for the epic and buy the 225. And then we will go back to trading, hit up that Chernobyls, and fully enchant for the last tier of the critical hit chance. Now, you have a couple of choices when you're trying to add on traits. If you don't have a ridiculous weapon like Chernobyls, you can usually just go in and buy it, whatever trait you need for like 1,000 lucent. For example, if we go into the auction house and take a look at, say, Karnak's Netherblade. Oh, wait, we need to get rid of that. Here we go. We go into here, take a look at Karnak's. Even like the top one is 900 lucent, so really not that expensive. I mean, it's definitely not cheap, but when you're trading out your purples, that's definitely not bad when compared to, if we go into Chernobog's traits, the ones that I need is like 12,500. So that's insane. Obviously cannot afford that right now. So sort of unfortunate, but that's okay. So our other choice when unlocking traits is to use trait Unlockstones. And there's a number of ways you can grind these. You can get them from your weekly missions. So if we go into our weekly missions real quick, when this goes through, and if you decide to not select any of the weapons, which honestly, if they're all the like resistance weapons, it's probably not worth it. However, if there's something else, then it may be worth it. You can select 25 trait Unlockstones down here instead. And other than that, if we go back into this menu real quick, other than that, you can gather them from Mystic Portals, though that is pretty slow, I'd say. And then the last place where it's probably the most efficient, though it can be hard to find them, is by turning in your purple gear, and you get a number of trait Unlockstones from your different sets of gear that you can turn in. The one that I think is probably relatively easy to get is if you get all the heroic weapons, then you can get 40 trait Unlockstones. That one looks pretty good. But there are a number of other ones that are probably not too bad, though. Obviously, I haven't gotten all of them, but the Biogen's Veil and the Forsaken Embrace, those aren't too hard to get. But anyways, yeah, so that's how you get trait Unlockstones. Definitely very, very rare. I messed up early on, just so that y'all know that I'm not infallible. I unlocked a trait on this instead of, saving it for the Chernobog's Blade of Beheading. Of course, I didn't actually expect to get this. I just got very, very lucky. So that's sort of my bad, but keep that in mind. Do not waste your trait Unlockstones. It was definitely not worth it, and I should have saved them for this weapon, and now I'm going to have to wait and grind them up to unlock these just because this weapon is so ridiculously expensive to fully trade out. So anyways, that is how you trade out and transfer gear score or levels and traits to new pieces of gear. I hope I covered it relatively in depth. It can be like extremely complicated, and there's a lot of pitfalls, and yeah, this game is just very like not friendly to making mistakes and not knowing all of the systems beforehand, which definitely gave the people in Korea a huge advantage over other people. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Definitely remember that you need to level this to 7.3 before transferring. Fully trade out your blue gear so that it transfers all the blessing over, and then you need to buy the blue trait. That whatever trait is already on your purple, you need to buy the blue version of that, and then use your blessing you usually get about 2 levels or 2 tiers of whatever trait you have from your blessing. And then once that is done, you can either choose to buy. Oh yeah, I'll do a quick rundown on this real quick. When you need to unlock new traits, just keep in mind that you can't use any weapon or any other piece of gear. It has to be a copy of that trait extract. So if, say we go onto the auction house and I wanted to unlock a new trait for the Chernobog, it has to be the same one, and it has to be one of the other ones. But once you have one of these, then you can go and search just whatever that trait is, and it can be any weapon, any color, depending on what you want to do. So just a quick reminder on how the trading works. Again, very easy, very cheap. And yeah, anyone should be able to do this. I hope that this sort of answered all the questions that I've been getting on my other trading guide. I tried to make that one as comprehensive as possible. However, at that point, I was not far enough in the game to do a guide over trading out a purple weapon. And now I am, so that's why I did it. So anyways, I hope you found this extremely helpful. Let me know in the comments below. All the support I've been getting, it means the world to me, guys. Thank you so much. all the kind comments, like they really make my day. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Enjoy your time in Throne and Liberty. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.